Okay, so let's hopefully not kill my computer doing this. I need a new one badly. So, this is not the full scene, this is just me showing off some stuff. So for this final, we had to pretty much show and do as much as we could using what we learned over the term to produce something nice. So let's just get into it. So, where do I start? So right now I'm just in a scene where I kind of built up everything before I put it into the wave function collapse. But I'll get into that part later. So I kind of made a list off to the side of just everything that I did. So if we look, like, there's grass down here. There's the windows with the rain. There's these different buildings, which I'll get into more when I start playing. And then it's hard to see. There we go. So you can't really see it, so I'll just bump it up a little bit. But there's these little ripples for the rain, which I showed before in another video. And then I have this rain effect just to tie it all together. So that looks nice. So yeah, I'll just get into it. Also, it has the windows all the way around. Like I said, so there's, oh, it's already open here. This is kind of gonna kill my computer just a little bit. So yeah, here's my grass shader. Nice little thing, but when you have a lot of grass, it starts to kill. So over here, this is for the movement of the grass, the swaying. And then down here, we had to do a thing that basically made it so it only does the top part of the grass, because you don't want the bottom of the grass to move. That has to stay static because it's in the ground. And then the different colors and everything that goes into that. I made a liquid shader for like when it's inside of an object, but that doesn't pertain to this project. But I can show that at the end just as a little extra thing. It's there. There's my rain ripples one. So these are all just the textures that I did for the buildings. Street ripple. And here is where I have my raindrops. I have a couple raindrops. I'll show that in a second. Skyboxes. In here I have my Unity wave function and my L system trees with some stuff so that I will get into later. Rain particle system, the prefabs of all my stuff. Because as we look, it's all so like if we look at the building is made up of the building floor, upper floor placement, so just stuff that would be in a building, and then a grass plane which has the grass, and all this kind of stuff. Scenes, stylized vehicles, so I got a car from that and I had to re-UV it to make it work for what I wanted. Standard assets just so I could have the character. And then just a few scripts. These are the only scripts that I really used. I didn't really use texture fix. Didn't really need it. This is for something else. So I have a building builder, great name, car spawner, and light switch. So as you can see, all these lights are on, but I'm gonna get into it. This might be a little slow, but this is the smaller version of the whole. So in 5 seconds, everything's gonna spawn in. So just give it. Oh, this is the first time that I got 3 buildings that are all only 1 story high. Let me actually reset that. That's amazing. I've never gotten that to work. Sure enough, it happens when I'm recording. So yeah, here we go. So now there's a building that's 3 high, 1 high, so then they get random heights. Also, they have different textures. As you can see, they have the rain on the window, which I really love that effect, so I wanted to use it. My grass is moving. There's the rain, like particle system coming down, which I can show a little more. Street ripples because of the rain. What else? What else? Yeah. So that's that kind of stuff. Let me see, because I have a third texture for the building. So hopefully that can come in, and then also the cars. I would love for another car to spawn in. But I set it to a 5-second timer. Oh, so there's the other texture for the building. Again, like I said, there's white and no white. Added that just because I thought it'd be a nice effect. Being that these buildings are just blocks, there's no like inside. I'm going to redo the raindrop shader again, but leave it so that I can put my own image on it. So since this building is just a block, I could use that image and then have like a dark room inside and be a cool effect. So there's that. Let me try again. Let me see if I can get a car. If I can get a car, then I can show what I did with that. I just used this common sedan. Car! Nice. Is there one over there? No. Yeah, so in my code, I set it up so the car only appears 30% of the time. Or like 33.3. So on the top of it, I also added the same type of ripple effect so that when it's raining on top, like I studied, I was looking while it was raining, I looked at the grill in my in the back of my house while it was raining to see what it would look like with like the rain on it. And this is like actually a pretty good representation where it has the, if you look at the hood, you can sort of see it, but there's the raindrops and then there's like a moving water sort of on it. Which looks nice. And then, like I said, I had to go and re-UV the car because the car I downloaded was one of the ones that basically they want to save as much space with it. So I went re-UV'd and re-topoed it a little bit so that I could put these like raindrops and actually have the glass. And I redid the headlights so then they can actually glow. Put the rain droplets on top. You can see sort of inside a little bit. Not too much. But yeah, so this is sort of just the base setup of the car generation on the roads, the grass and like it's waving and everything, the buildings with all of their stuff and their generation. But this is only a, what, 3 buildings on a very small street with a galaxy background that you can just fall off. Not a lot. But it runs. That's the main point of why I'm. Oh, there we go. So it built 3 up. I didn't get to it yet because I was trying to actually make my stuff work. But I made a model for like a board that would go up on the windows, so I would have like boarded windows. Which I'm gonna probably add that later. Hopefully I can get to a better computer so I can run this easier and actually make a portfolio piece out of it. But yeah, so I have this building. This is just the building base, which holds the grass underneath it, the building itself, its door, which it's the door placement. Underneath the door placement is the door, right here, this door. Windows, each of the windows has a window placement. Each window has a window holder, which is right here, which is another prefab, which holds these things. Go. And then I have this upper floor placement. So that is in the direct center of the, come on, there we go. The direct center of the top of the bottom one. So what happens in the script is that it finds a random number and says, okay, how many floors do you want? Then it says for each floor, basically go into upper floor and then put a building stack, which is this right here. And that would basically say, okay, it's just a building stack, which is sort of like the base, just without the grass and the, well, I need to get rid of that. I'll delete that in a second. But they don't have doors. And then, so there's a third one, so then it goes, again, upper floor, building stack, same thing. So that's sort of my nested prefab setup of there's a block and then it has a prefab of the grass, the prefab of the door, prefab of the windows. Everything's kind of nested, compiled. Really helped out a lot, so then I could go into individual things and fix them and edit them to make them look nice. Let me go into my building stack real quick. But yeah, like I said, and each of them start off with just this brick texture, but they get updated. So we don't need that. There we go. So now we're gonna go into the heavier one. I gave it, like we did before with the wave function collapse, gave it this little basically blueprint, and it builds out a larger area. I'm gonna show this off to the best of my ability. I'm gonna turn off my grass movement, because that helped me earlier when I was trying to work with. Yeah, so I know one of the things was to try and have a game manager in the well, make it a game and have a game manager load like another level, whatever. Main issue with that, I can't really, like, with what I have right now technology wise, like if I was in the labs, this would be fine. But right now technology wise, I am struggling to run this scene, which sort of shows how much like shaders, like if you have too many shaders, how much that can take. But so yeah, so here's my roadmap. I have this rain, but it's a lot larger now, so it encompasses the whole thing. And a couple lights to help out. I hope I didn't just break something. Then, oh, I just moved my canvas in my overlap. Okay, so the overlap is just the thing that shows, or it's the builder, and the canvas is the blueprint, basically. So I will run this to show sort of the power of what I was able to do. Like I said, so this is where I needed that 5-second delay for everything to be built. I have L system trees in here. There we go. So there is currently rain, but you can't see that unless you're like in this area. The trees were created with L system. Those are on the grass. The cars were randomly generated. Like I said, 30% chance. It's the same car. Again, another thing where I want to try and probably put another car in so I can say, okay, pick out of these 2 or 3 cars and put them in. Then the buildings, some of them are road, but so that's like one sort of rendition, and it builds this whole city. So if I took out the grass, put in more streets, basically just changing this over here. So instead of grass, I did more streets or more pathways. I could make an entire industrial city. This I just did sort of simple buildings because it's easier, and then I did the grass because it was a nice shader. Oh no, did it freeze on me? Well, at least we're still recording and dropping 0 frames. Sorry for the 20 minutes. Did it do it? Yay, and then I clicked it again super quick. Oh gosh. Well, we'll see another rendition, and then I'm going to just back out of Unity so fast and hopefully get this video uploaded. So yeah, now we have 2 roads and cars and buildings generated. This is a very fun assignment, but it takes a lot of processing power that I don't have. I was looking into volumetric clouds, but honestly, I think that would actually destroy my computer. Wow, that worked a lot better that time. So let me go out of here. And just because it was... So this is the volumetric liquid thing that I made. Well, I followed a tutorial and I'm still trying to make it my own. But so when you like shake it around, the stuff inside will move, and then if you rotate, so it's a very nice effect meant for like putting it into a bottle. So I really liked it, and like if I do something in VR, I would love to have this type of effect. So yeah, and then here's a little sphere. It doesn't do too much. But yeah, that's just a shader that you just drop onto a any object really. You go here. Yeah. So yeah, it just does stuff with getting the position and rotating about an axis. It has a script that went with it that's for like the wobble effect. And then so you can chop it. So with these ones right now, they're at like a 0.63. This is backwards for some reason, but so like if I put it lower, then I can have more in there. I can oh, I need to play it. So I up the max wobble, so that's gonna severely break everything. So let me just put this back to like 0.03. I can turn up my wobble speed, make it look really nice. But yeah, so that is my final, a little extra stuff. Computer made it through. Thank you for watching.